All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's solve this absolute value inequality. So first of all, we know this is an absolute value inequality because we see our absolute value bars and we see an inequality sign. So the first thing that you want to do is look at your inequality sign. This is a less than sign. So I'm going to use some kind of bad grammar, and I like to say, and have you think of this in your head, as a less than equation. Because with absolute value, when you have inequalities, it's either an and or problem. And if you see a less than, that means it's an and problem. So the first thing we need to do is rewrite this inequality so we can solve it. So I'm going to drop the inequality, or drop the absolute value bars, and I'm going to rewrite this as an and problem. So I have my less than 9, and now we know with an and problem we have our variable in the middle, bigger number on the right, smaller number on the left with some form of less than. So I add a less than sign over here, and I'm going to make the number be the negative value of whatever I had over here. So since this is 9, this is going to be a negative 9. So now I can solve this just like I would any other compound inequality. So my variable is in the middle. So in order to solve for x, my first step would be to subtract 1. And again, I need to do that to all 3 sides. So I'm subtracting from the middle, left, and right. That's going to give me negative 10. I'm bringing down my inequality sign. And 9 minus 1 is 8. Again, in order to isolate x, I need to divide all 3 parts, middle, left, and right, by 2. So negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Bring down my sign. This cancels. So I'm left with x. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I can read this as x is less than 4, and x needs to be greater than negative 5. So I can graph this on a number line. Negative 5, 4, open circles at both. Okay, my x needs to be less than 4 and greater than negative 5. So that means that my shading, or my line, is going to be in the intersection in the middle. If I wanted to write this answer in set builder notation, I use my braces. I always start out with x such that, and then I just write my answer. So negative 5 less than x less than 4. And if I wanted to write this in interval notation, reading left to right, I'm starting at negative 5. It's an open circle, so I use parentheses, and my solutions end at positive 4. Again, open circle, so I use parentheses.